Good afternoon and welcome to the very first Women's World Championship. We're happy to come to you live from Budapest, Hungary, and you can see the amazing pictures right here from the venue. Look at that, absolutely amazing, brilliant. Of course, I'm not here by myself. Next to me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Troy Mannering. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to it. It's going to be a good show today. We got the Women's World Championships, first one ever. So it's going to be exciting.
And I'm super happy that you're here, Troy, but I'm even more happy that with us as an expert this weekend is Cassidy Shear. So great to have you here. You enjoyed yesterday already. What are we looking forward to today?
I did. Yesterday we had a great new champion in the rookie division. We've got the women's championship here today. Lots of great competitors from all over the world. I am ready for more timber sports.
Yep.
Well, it's not just us that is ready, but also our field reporter, Laszlo. And let's see what he has to say right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Budapest. We are here in the city park. Behind me, the beautiful Vajdahunyad Castle. We are really pumped up to this event, the first ever Women's World Championship for the STIHL Timbersports. This is a great event. We have been waiting for this for a long time. We have a great crowd appearing here in Budapest, and we are ready to cheer to the athletes. Hölgyeim és uraim, hamarosan kezdődik az első női STIHL Timbersports világbajnokság. A világ legjobb sportfavágó női érkeznek a világ minden szegletéből, úgyhogy nagy szurkolást kérünk majd mindenkinek, otthon a tévék előtt nyilván, és itt a helyszínen is. Mielőtt kezdünk, azonban természetesen szeretnénk majd bemutatni önöknek a hivatalos személyeket, akik segítenek majd lebonyolítani azt a versenyt és a bírákat. So now we are ready to invite our judges and of course global sports directors. We would like to introduce them, of course, to the audience because they are really important for a good race today. So give a big round of applause for our global sport directors and judges. And I'm going to introduce them one by one. Just a second. So first of all, please welcome Mr. Spike Milton, the Global Sports Director of STIHL Timbersports from Great Britain. From the United States, we have our other Global Sports Director, Nathan Waterfield. And we have two judges. One of them is coming from Great Britain, Mr. Andy Hall. And our second judge coming from Romania, Mr. Radu Kazaku. We also have our video judges, Victor Klarmo from Sweden and Jules Janssen from the Netherlands. And of course, these are our very important personnel, but of course we have our heroes next to the Hero Square here in Budapest. Természetesen érkeznek hamarosan a versenyzőink, és mindenkit szeretnék arra kérni, hogy nagy tapssal köszöntsük majd őket itt a színpadon. So all our women competitors are ready to come out on stage. First and foremost, please welcome all the way from the other side of the world, from Australia, Takaya Moore-Barrett, world record holder in the Underhand Chop, Australian champion in 2026. Ausztrál versenyzők, Takaya Moore-Barrett. Now second on stage from Austria, aus Österreich, Julian Eifert, Austrian national champion, holder of all national records in Austria. Már is érkezik a kanadai versenyző, all the way from Canada, the Canadian champion in 24 and 25, Underhand. Csehországból érkezik a következő versenyzőnk, from the Czech Republic, the Czech national champion in 24 and 25, Karolina Urbanova. Érkezik már is a következő versenyzők Németországból, aus Deutschland, from Germany, multiple winner of the Nordic Women's Cup, Alron Öbing. And the next athlete from Great Britain. Nagy-Britanniából következik a következő versenyzőnk, British champion and the stock saw women's world record holder, Rachel Farrington. Next athlete from Italy. Olaszországból érkezik a következő versenyzőnk, the Italian women's champion in 25, holder of all Italian national records, Marta Poletti. Our next athlete on stage from New Zealand. Új-Zélandról érkezik, következő versenyzőnk, the New Zealand 26 national champion, holder of 3 national records, Ashley Marsh. Next athlete on stage from Sweden. Svédországból érkezik a következő versenyzőnk, the Swedish national champion, holder of all Swedish national records, Tove Njostad. And our last athlete on stage coming from the United States of America. Az Egyesült Államokból érkezik következő versenyzőnk, the winner of North American Women's Cup in 2026, Lauren Bergman. So welcome to Budapest, all athletes, and please give it up once more for all our Women's World Championship contenders. And with this, now I'm giving back to the studio.
So we've met the athletes. Time to talk about the formats. We've got a nice clip coming up very soon, but just shortly, the most important details.
Yeah, this is the OG format, I call it. We have 10 competitors. All 4 events will be scored 1 through 10 points. Whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. No cuts, no premium points. The mission is the same for these ladies today. Solid, consistent performances through all 4 events.
All right, here we go.
Here are the details.
The STIHL Timbersports women's competition, all athletes will compete in 4 disciplines. The maximum points awarded for each discipline result from the number of participating athletes. The first discipline is the stock saw. The fastest athlete will receive points equal to the total number of athletes competing, down to 1 point for the last place in each discipline. The second event is the standing block chop. Points remain the same, awarded based on times, and as with all events, any rule infraction will result in a disqualification and the athlete will receive 0 points for that discipline. As the third discipline, every competitor will need to show their skill in the single butt. And in the underhand chop, it's the athlete's last chance to claim valuable points. The points from all disciplines are accumulated, and the athlete with the highest point total wins the competition.
And stocks, of course, is the first discipline to set it off. Troy, one of your favorites?
Oh, that's a tough call. We've got 10 fantastic competitors here today. Again, it's one of those situations where you could flip a coin and somebody could take the top spot in the stock saw, but it's like what you know, Cassidy said, it's not all about power, it's about the feel for it. Let's take a look now at the tool and discipline for stock saw.
The STIHL MS661CM stock saw is used in STIHL Timbersports as the ultimate test of operator skill. Designed for the toughest jobs in forestry, it produces approximately 7.3 horsepower, has a displacement of 91.1 cc, and weighs 7.4 kilograms. To ensure evenly and fairly matched saws, professional steel technicians prepare and test the saws before each competition. Stock saw. After the starting shot, the contestants have to cut 2 wooden discs, so-called cookies, within a 10-centimeter mark. 1 downward and 1 upward. The attempt is only valid when both discs have been cut off completely and within the marks.
So let's take a look at the first start list. In Heat 1, we're going to see Ashley Marsh take on Takaya Moore-Barrett. In Heat 2, we're going to have Andrea Hand versus Tove Njostad. In Heat 3, we're going to see Lauren Bergman against Marta Boletti. In Heat 4, Karolina Urbanova against Juliana Einfalt. And finally, in Heat 5, it's Aileron Übing against Rachel Farrington. Guys, this first heat, always a big one to start into the competition, especially this year because this is the premiere of the Women's World Championship.
Yeah, this is the most important event, in my opinion. This is the event where you can get separation amongst the favorites. And yeah, you got to go out there and be, you know, smooth as fast in the stock saw. So we're looking for smooth starts, smooth transitions, quality cuts all the way through.
And we do have the world record holder, Rachel Farrington. She's going to be cutting in the last heat, so it'll be interesting to see how she observes this whole thing. And you mentioned yesterday, as the heats go on, the saws get warmed up, the wood cuts a little bit tighter sometimes, but it's a more evenly cut set of wood because they're cutting off that first few centimeters before the competition starts to make it really fair, correct?
Correct. That is new this year. They have determined that over time, that first 10 centimeters can potentially degrade, get drier, softer. They're cutting that wood off, making for more fair wood for our competitors here today.
So many details, incredible.
All part of living the stock saw lifestyle.
Whip your saws!
Oh, look at that scenery.
Yeah, can't get much better backdrops than that, hey?
Nope.
Maybe one day we'll do it at the pyramids in Giza or something really wild.
Athletes ready! Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, bit of a pause there for Ashley Marsh to get into that block, and Takaya, really nice cut there, transitions beautifully. She is super solid, super stable. Ashley struggling a little bit on the upcut. I think she stopped that chain, in fact. And Takaya is done and dusted. Pretty solid time for Takaya Moore-Barrett at 12.46 and Ashley Marsh with a 17.77. But it looks like we might have, yeah, we're going to have a flag on the play here for a possible cut line on stand B, and that's going to be Takaya Moore-Barrett's
Let's not start the competition
No.
with the DQ, guys. No.
That'd
Yeah,
be a
that-
rough one for her.
That's not how you want to start the most important event. It looks like that flag will stand. The line is clearly cut all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
Over on Ashley Marsh's side, bogged the saw down completely.
Yeah.
2 occasions.
Disqualification for Australia for a cut line. However, this cut is good.
Unfortunate for Dakaya to start this one with a DQ. That is not the way that she wanted to get into this competition, and maybe you can pick this apart when we do the slow-mos here,
It would have
where
been
it
a personal
happens.
best, guys. It would
Yeah.
have been a personal best, so that's makes it even harder.
Yeah, so a clean start, a little bit slow and tentative from both the ladies. This is where you see Ashley have some trouble, a slight bog. Then a upcut, she completely kills it right there. And Takaya just did not have a vertical alignment on that upcut. She was good until the very last bit. Oftentimes, if you notice that, you can steer the saw back towards the scarf you want. She just didn't have that chainsaw awareness to make that move at that time.
But also the risk of steering the saw is if you steer it too harshly, you'll stop that chain again, right?
Correct. I mean, it'll slow it down, but you can feather it and get it over. It does cost time, but that's way better than 0 points and a DQ, especially in the first most important event.
Oh, there we see it.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That was a clearly cut line. That's an unfortunate start for Takaya Moore-Barrett into this competition, as we mentioned. She had a nice first cookie, though. That second one just was, like you mentioned, angled a little bit too off there. And you could see it. She saw it right away as well when she came to the top. She knew it.
She knew it. That's just nerves. I guarantee in practice, 95% of her cuts were good. You get out there on that big stage, sometimes a little switch in your brain flips, and you end up with an unfortunate DQ. I know it. The last time I was on the steel stage doing the stock saw,
That's it.
DQ City. And I'm not talking about Dairy Queen.
Yeah, that would go down nicely now because of the temperature we've got in our box here. Oh, man.
I would love to have a dilly bar right now.
Yeah.
Let's also, let's be fair. This is a very big competition for these women. 10 of the best women in the world competing here for world championship status.
And you can write history
The
today.
first time ever, yeah, and you can write history. So there is perhaps a significant amount of pressure out there for these women that are competing today.
I'd feel the pressure.
People oftentimes watching the stock saw think that looks easy.
Yeah.
And the reality is that you could train anyone to do the stock saw. You don't have to be athletic. You don't have to have a bunch of chainsaw experience either. But again, when you get out there on that stage and you're pushing the margins of time on the start, the transition, listening for that correct RPM, becoming really good at it is actually really hard.
Yeah, and then it's just milliseconds that make the difference, on top level, like we talked yesterday.
Yeah,
I've seen competitions with, I don't know, the top 10 being...
I've had a
together.
men's US final where all 12 of us are within half a second.
Oh, that's crazy.
When the margins are that close, you need to push things like the start. You need to push that transition and get a little heavy on the saw at times.
And get the details right.
It's easy for it to backfire.
Yes. Let's see how it works out for Andrea Hand and Torben Jostad.
Something I'd like to see here is a more assertive starts from our competitors. In that first heat, you saw they were both a little bit tentative off the start. I saw a lot of that at the North American Women's Cup last weekend.
A lot of floating above the block before.
A lot of just, they're racing not to lose. They're not racing to win. I would like to see some of these competitors today be a bit more assertive off the start.
Well, I think we're going to see Tove Njostad do that because she's really handy with the saw. And I think that she's going to get in there right away and go for it. Andrea Hand having a conversation with Andrew Hall about her block. I think maybe she might want an adjustment on the block, but I'm not quite sure there.
Yeah, the most common thing she's asking for here is she's probably claiming that the end of the block is not perpendicular to the ground. If it has some angle to it, that'll affect how that 4-inch line is drawn on the log. So what she's asking for is a recut. They'll bring a deck member out here to cut a more congruent scarf on that block, and then they'll redraw the line as well. And this right here is actually a high pressure job. If you don't get this right, you have to do it again.
And again?
I've seen it happen up to 3 times. Pretty sure
boy.
that guy got fired.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, they have all these new rigs and everything to make sure that they get as straight as possible. So I think she should be pretty pleased with the way that turned out there. And they'll remark that 10-centimeter line, or 4 inches, for those of us on the American side of the show here.
And look at the crew. I mean, this is almost like Formula One.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah, and good on Andrea for asking for that. I know some people go up there, they're unsure. They just deal with it as is, and that's not the right decision. You want to have everything perfect on your wood up there.
And there's the new line that you mentioned.
Yeah, and you can actually see that when he's marking that line, it does join at the bottom with that blue marking. So she was absolutely
right,
correct. Poor Radu gets a bit of a sawdust shower there.
That's a comfy way of watching.
Yeah, not bad. Hey, if you can't get into the stands, rent a paddle boat and sit there and watch the show from the water. We've seen that happen. Not so much last night, but today I think we're going to see a lot of it.
Okay, warm up your saws.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, very good start by Andrea Hahn. She's got a bit of a thick cookie to start things off with. Tova has a nice thin one. Oh, she tagged it on the way up, and hopefully she repositioned enough that she's in a good spot for a clean cut on the up. Andrea with a 12.71, not her personal best. Tova way off her personal best with a 14.77.
Yeah, Andrea should be happy with that cut. Had a nice clean start, was close to the gun. Assertive, that's what I was wanting to see. Smooth transition. 12.71 is not a stunner of a time, but you don't really know until you see some other clean heats happen.
No.
Both cuts are good.
And so far, it is actually now a personal best after adjustment by our competition control center. And that gives her the top speed for the moment in the stock saw here today.
And the highest pressure event is now over for her.
Yeah.
And she's in first place. Great start.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this start again. Didn't appear like there was much delay in her getting into the wood. She just got there and went for it.
Yep, and right on line, most athletes are looking to make that first cookie about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches thick. Leave plenty of space for that upcut transition. You can see Tove had a bit of trouble on that upcut, had a false cut there, a bit of a bobble.
That's also one of those situations where you really need to be aware, because you have to have a complete cookie on the deck, and that means that that little cut that she did in, she needs to reposition over even more to make sure she's got a full cookie, correct?
Correct, and that was the mistake I made last year at the US Championship. I didn't realize I didn't have a complete cookie until I went up and got the thumbs down from Rich Hallett.
színpad már is kész, ami azt jelenti, hogy hamarosan érkezik újabb 2 versenyző a harmadik futamban.
That, of course, means we're slowly but surely getting ready for the third heat. Lauren Bergman for the first time on stage, and our favorite name, Marta Poletti. We've heard it perfectly pronounced by Troy Mannering over the last few days. So maybe can you tell us who's going to come on stage now, Troy, please?
Marta Poletti and Lauren Bergman.
Oh.
I mean, I know very little about Lauren Bergman, so we'll be depending heavily on Cassidy for this one, but Marta Poletti has been competing like a beast at as
yeah.
many women's competitions. We've seen her at the Nordics, we've seen her at the Great Britain Championships, we've seen her all over the place, trying to get as much reps in as she possibly can. And of course, training as much as she can in the off season. She gets featured along with her husband in the new YouTube series that's coming out this year. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. And both of these women are really evenly matched up on the tail of the tape. Lauren Bergman with a personal best 12:40, and Marta Poletti holding the national record at 12:04. They need a 12:54 for the lead. So both of them are very capable of doing this, but Tove Njostad's best time was a 10 and change, and she didn't come even close to it. So I don't know what that says about her cut, or maybe it says something about the way the wood is cutting. I'm not sure here.
Yeah, I mean, we've only had one clean cut so far, so we don't really know. Hopefully we get some fast times here.
Athletes
see where the
ready!
wood really is
Stand
at right
to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh,
Fast
Lauren
start from
Bergman.
Lauren.
Super quick, very thin cookie. Little bit of an angle on her cut, and a nice thin cookie for Marta Poletti as well. Beautiful transition as well by both of these women. And Lauren Bergman's got this in a 12:25 personal best. Wow. Poletti with a 13:89. So Bergman will take over the top spot here. And that is a nice personal best and validation, as we said yesterday during the competition for the rookies. Now it's just a matter of a quick check on the blocks to make sure everything is good, but it looks like we are all thumbs up.
Lauren's going to be...
Congratulations! Both cuts are good!
Lauren's going to be very happy with that cut.
Yeah.
Fast start, great transition, pressure looked correct all the way down, all the way up. She's in first right now. This is the event where you can get gaps between your favorites and get that separation. Yeah, she's going to be very happy with that.
Very well done.
Yeah, and Marta Poletti wasn't that fast as we've seen her in the past, but 13:85 currently has her in third place. Oh yeah, that was a nice transition by Lauren.
Yeah, so far only Lauren and Andrea, our two favorites, have had clean cuts.
Now the transition by Marta I saw was very quick, and she had a thin start to that transition, but she too was started angling in. You can see it here. Now, do you think she saw that and was, as you say, is trying to steer the saw up?
Yeah, I mean, your brain recognizes that. You make micro adjustments. You're not always conscious about what's happening. Your subconscious guides you at times in the stock saw. But yeah, I mean, the most important thing there is that she has two cookies on the deck, got some points.
Yeah, and it's just 12, 13, 14 seconds that you have time to make these adjustments, so that's pretty impressive. And really looking good for Lauren Bergman. Like you said, she's going to be very pleased with that. We have confirmation here on the screen now as well. That's our top 5 so far. And of course, we've got 2 more heats coming up.
Yeah, Carolina Urbanova in the next heat is very good with a stock saw. We'll see if she can hold that true to the cut with a maybe a 10 or an 11-second cut. Her best time is 10.39 seconds, which is the national record for women in the Czech Republic, or Czechia.
I was able to attend a few competitions in the U.S. last year with Carolina, and I saw an athlete who was very calm, very composed. I would expect her to lay down a top cut here.
In actual fact, these two women are quite evenly matched up. You can see 10.39 to 10.29. So, I mean, again, toss of the coin. Like I said off the start of the show, it's anybody's game, really. And I'd be very, very curious to know if the nerves play a big role here. It's something we have to ask them afterwards. So, were you nervous when you went on stage?
Back to the small details.
Nah, man.
If you're not nervous for the stock saw, you've got some really cool ice water flowing through those veins.
Okay, warm up your saws. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, great start by Carolina. She got right in there. And like you say, that 1.5-inch cut. Juliana Einfalt with a really nice transition, a little bit faster
Great
on the
finish.
upcut. Whoa, 12.89 and a 13 third, 3.9. So Juliana Einfalt slips into third place, and Karolina Urbanova is sitting in fourth place. Lauren Bergman and Andrea Hand still in the top 2 positions with really solid times and cuts.
Now look at the smiles on their faces. Loving it.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Both cuts here started off great, much like Andrea and Lauren's. On the upcut, it looked like they took a bit of the pressure off right in the guts of the wood, right in the center of it. That's where you have to tail off pressure, but it looks like they tailed off a bit much. Those second cuts were definitely slower than their first cut. Something that is unique about the stock, some people don't realize, is that you actually adjust the pressure throughout the cut. On top, on the short wood, you have less teeth on the wood at one time. You heavier pressure. Then you ease up a little bit in the middle, and then increase the pressure again at the bottom.
Okay.
It's interesting too because easing up in the middle will actually increase the speed because you're cutting more efficiently, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I mean those teeth can only cut so much wood as they go through the log. You want to fill up the gullets and the rakers on those saws, but when you overfill them, that's when the saw starts stalling out on you.
But to find the right timing, that's... Oh.
It is very much a flow state event, and you have a very short period of time to find that ideal flow state. Isn't that right, Floaty?
Yes, it is.
Oh, very nice, yes.
Came up with that one all by myself.
Loving it.
Writing notes for the last 3 days. What's his name? Floaty? Yeah, flow state? Yeah, okay, here we go.
But it really looks like if you're in the zone, then it just, you know, it feels like you're doing it. And if you start thinking too much, you know,
yeah,
it's not going to work out.
We saw that from Lauren and Andrea there. They walked up confidently. They were assertive all the way through the cut. They're our 2 favorites today, and they're 1 and 2 after the most important event.
Yeah. Although, to be honest with you, these next 2 athletes that are going to be coming out, Alrun Ubing and Rachel Farrington, I mean, Alrun has experience for years, and Rachel, she is relatively new to the sport, but last year Rachel achieved a world record time here with an 8.82 at the Great British Championship. And Alrun has her personal best of 9.60, which was also a record there for a short time. So these 2 women, if they're feeling on, could very well disrupt the top 4 positions in this competition. We'll see if they can actually pull it off, or if the pressure for Rachel to try, because we talked to her earlier and then it was like, yeah, I'm going to try and get a world record. Why wouldn't I? You know?
Yes. Why wouldn't she try?
Yeah.
Yeah, never underestimate Alrun. She
Nah.
really wants this.
Yeah, she struggled a little bit in the last few years with injury, and you know, and she is a competitor. She's a fierce competitor, and she does not like to lose. So I know that we've talked several times. She's like, yeah, I feel good. My hands are good. My body's good. I've just got to go for it now. So let's see if she can pull it all together here. I'm rooting for her.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good start by Alrun. She got in there quick. She's got a nice thin cookie. Let's see if she can hold it together. Rachel, oh, she transitioned really hard over to the left. That might be a cut line for her, but she's got a good time, 12.42. Alrun a little bit slower on the upcut with a 13.83. So if Rachel's time stands, she will be sitting in second place. Alrun right now in 6th. But she did transition heavily over to the right, excuse me, and onto that line perhaps. But it doesn't look like we've got a flag on the play, so maybe we're all good.
Both cuts looked pretty decent. It's like Rachel had a bit of a bobble during the upcut that may have cost. Ooh, we have a flag on the play.
It's for an early start, a jump start.
It looked good to me, to be honest. It
It
fast,
did. It was
but-
very fast, you know. So, I mean, they're going to go into the competition control center, and they've got those high-speed cameras. If maybe sometimes you'll see them at the top of these towers, there are these yellow cameras that are facing down, and there you go. You get a beautiful view of the 4 high-speed cameras that are up there, and that gives you a really optimal view, and they can check that literally to the millisecond to see, based on the time start, the whistle, and the movement, if she got an early start or if she was just real quick.
Yes, the actual rules here are all 4 fingers on each hand over the line. If any of those moved off that line before the go signal, and they can, again, check that by the 1,000th of a second, that'll be a DQ.
All right, it was a quick look by the judges, so maybe we have a thumbs up. I certainly hope so. We'll see. This is where those synapses are really firing at full flight.
Yeah, I've been in this position before. It's not fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
So we made a video check for a potential false start for Germany. However, we can confirm both cuts are good.
That's the sentence we want to hear. Nice.
Good stuff.
Great words to hear from the iconic voice of
Yeah.
Andy Hall.
Absolutely. Ah, seats filling up nicely.
Yeah, very good.
Great weather, by the way.
So I'll be interested to see here where Rachel Farrington's time comes out. If she ended up in first or if she got in between Lauren and Andrea, which it looks like happened, creating that separation point between Lauren and Andrea.
So Lauren is going to be even more pleased with her time.
Lauren
now.
is as pleased as she could be right now.
Yeah, 12:10 for Lauren Bergman and Rachel Farrington with a 12:43. Andrea Hahn sitting in 3rd place with a 12:54, and Juliana Einfalt 4th place with a 12:80, and Carolina Urbanova, with a 13:29, so 1.19 off the fastest cut, which is really not that big of a difference.
No. The biggest story here in the stock, so it's probably going to be the DQ from Takaya.
Yeah.
She was one of my podium picks, and she can still get back on that podium. It's going to be hard to get up to that first position now.
Yeah, I mean, now it's an uphill battle for her, but, you know, we'll see how she does.
So that's our top 3. 2 personal bests, by the way. Not to
Yeah.
forget that.
I think those low 12s, I mean, that would look like it maybe could have been a high 11, mid 11. I think the girls were cutting about as fast as they could there.
So first discipline done. We can head into the standing block chop, guys. That's another one of those.
Those. Yeah.
That can make the difference, right?
Yeah, it will, because we're going to see some differences in experience here. The North American women have been cutting the standing block for 5 years now.
Yeah.
They've been doing it all the competitions in the US and Canada. Whereas in Europe and the Southern Hemisphere, they've been doing it for 2 years. So you will see some differences here. Expect Lauren, the world record holder, and Andrea to really have solid cuts. And Carolina Urbanova actually cuts a really good standing block. She made some big finals in the US last year. And for the other women, you know, hopefully they've been training up and refining their technique.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because a lot of the training happens off season where we don't see it. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look at the tool and discipline for the standing block chop.
The axes used in timber sports definitely can't be bought at your local hardware store. Made from special steel, the blade is hand sanded with an angle of 13 to 16 degrees. It's custom built and carefully adjusted for each competition. The weight is around 3 kilos and it's about 80 centimeters long. The blade is so sharp that you could shave with it. Standing block chop. At the standing block chop, the felling of a tree with an axe is simulated. A vertically positioned wooden block with a diameter of 25 centimeters has to be cut through from both sides. A powerful and precise swing with the axe is the premise of a good result.
So here's the starting order for block chop. In Heat 1, Ashley Marsh taking on Takaya Moore-Barrett. In Heat 2, we're going to see Tove Njostad against Rachel Farrington. In Heat 3, Juliana Einfalt and Marta Poletti. In Heat 4, Lauren Bergman and Karolina Urbanova. And finally in Heat 5, it's going to be Andrea Hand taking on Alrun Übing. Not too bad, not so bad. That's going to be big battles that we're going to see.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, it's going to be an uphill battle for Takaya Moore-Barrett because she really needs points now after a DQ in the stock saw. And I'm wondering if it's weighing on her or if she's just going to come out feeling that she knows what she can do here and she just needs to do her job.
That is the battle right now. Bouncing back from a DQ is not easy. But if you can have the mindset of, hey, you know, I'm taking this one event at a time. Let me go out there, cut the best standing block I can. That's the mindset that'll get her back in the groove and get her those all-important overall points.
And you mentioned, Floaty, during your interview with Takaya that she's got quite the handshake. I mean, she got some power, so we'll see if she can translate that
Athletes
to cuts on the block with a
Stand
best time of
to
57.
your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Couple of sticky axes there for Ashley Marsh. Takaya chipping out nicely on her block there.
Both axes are cutting pretty nice. This is looking like some decent wood for the women.
All right, both moving to the other side at the same time. You can see the power of Takaya Moore-Barrett going in there. Ashley Marsh, she's got some good accurate drivers. A couple of straight hits by Takaya there that look like they're bouncing back out more than cutting.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't have the optimal slope of 45 degrees.
Look at that, though. Ashley Marsh has a 34-30, absolutely obliterating her previous best time and taking a national record. So very, very good job for her.
Both of them with the national record.
Both of them, yeah.
Yes.
40 seconds there for Takaya.
Wow.
Her previous best time was 57.19, so...
No, not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. I mean, of course, we have to wait for the Competition Control Center to officially give us the check mark on our screens here, but those are really nice times.
Congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Ooh, 39.74 and 34.12 after adjustment. So excellent runs, realistically speaking. I mean, even though we said, yeah, the angles maybe could be a bit better, but she went in with pure power there.
It's hard to argue with two national records. Both axe women there did have some technical issues. Takaya not getting that optimal slope of 45 degrees. Some of those hits coming straight in. I like the mechanics of her swing. They looked improved from the Australian Championship a few weeks ago. But again, like, you want those opening blows to be around 45 degrees, and then you taper that in a couple degrees each hit. That's what allows the axe to cut optimally.
But it was nice, clean lines on what is called the scarf, right?
It was, yeah. You didn't see giant stair steps there on Ashley's downslope. There, you can see that was completely clean. And yeah, I think they'll both, be moderately happy with that cut. A lot of power being generated there. The mechanics are mostly good. It's just that lack of slope is holding her back.
She held an axe in her hands for the first time at the age of 5.
They get them started young over there, and that's a big reason why they're so good.
Good, yeah. Ah, beautiful. Is that a picture? Is that a painting? No, it's live from Budapest.
Live from Budapest, yeah. Live from Budapest. We've tried. Okay. What I wanted to mention, though, is it's also sometimes when you're going at it, and you sometimes see the athletes holding their breath a little bit, which is an absolute mistake, because then you get real tired. Your muscles get lactated up a bit, and or the lactic acid starts to build up. And then when you get tired, that angle starts to fall in and you go straight into those straight cuts, right?
Correct, yeah. I mean, breathing is pretty important throughout your timber sports events. You'll see, you know, some of these women today, they'll be exhaling with each breath that they hit. That's the breathing timing that you ideally want. In the heat of competition, it's hard to remember all the details sometimes and not get caught up in the moment.
Well, let's hope for the best here for Tove and Rachel. They, of course, know each other pretty well.
Tova's personal best a 39.49. Rachel Farrington's a 47.04. So a little off the current pace from Ashley Marsh and Takaya Moore-Barrett. Let's see if that knowledge and maybe a little bit of adrenaline will play a role here, and if that off-season training has paid off.
Athletes,
if you are
ready!
a fan of Tove, you know
Stand to
she's
your
in
timber.
the off-season clips
3,
that
2,
you can watch on
1,
YouTube already.
go!
Big movie coming out later this year, but already the possibility to take a closer look at that on YouTube.
Rachel getting a little bit of power in there, and that axe is getting kind of stuck, and she's got to work it out. That's also going to draw down on the energy that you need for that second side. But Rachel has moved over to the second side of her block. Tove now on the second side of her block. Couple of good drivers in there as we're nearing the 33-second mark, just passing it.
Nicer slope on Tove's block. I'm afraid she might have shorted her front a little bit. And that block's not going to drive off as easily as she was hoping.
Yeah,
I don't
both
even
of them
know if
coming
she's
close
broken
to
the
it.
front yet. In the standing block, when you drive, you want to break the near wood first. Then that far wood will come off a lot easier.
Rachel Farrington with a 56.94, and Tova's gone past the minute mark to a 102.81 on her final driver to get that block off the top.
So just to talk about the rules again, Cassidy, would you be theoretically allowed to move back to the first side, to the front side, once you've done the switch to the other side?
I believe you are. There's no rule against it, and kind of the general rule is if it's not illegal, then it's legal.
Yeah.
And that,
Okay,
you know, that wouldn't have been
congratulations. Both cuts are good.
that wouldn't have been a bad move in that case, because I mean, she put in what, 15, 16 driving blows. I mean, that block in theory could have come off 20 seconds earlier had she done the proper amount of work on her open side.
That's what I thought, but I'm not sure about the rules, to be honest.
But I think the question is,
I've never
because
seen
the
it.
rules
I've never seen
state
it.
that you have to cut the block through from both sides. So whether or not you go through the first side, then the second side, and back to the first side, I don't think that matters. But the question is, do you want to take the time to go back around again?
And have you seen it before?
I've never seen it before, no. I think that they're so ingrained in the athletes just to get onto that first side, cut their first side with, you know, however many hits they need to cut and move to the second side, you know?
Right, and the big mistake she made there was not taking a chip hit to take extra wood out on the backside. That would have allowed her to drive off the block much sooner as well. And that's just, you know, they've only been cutting it 2 years here in Europe. You don't have that same block awareness that you get after cutting it 5, 6 years.
I've asked this many times to a lot of the athletes if it would make sense to have, and you as well, if it would make sense to have a lighter axe head. So maybe a couple of holes to remove some of the weight from that axe to get the head speed a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm very big on the women using smaller axes in the standing block. I've seen a lot of them swinging axes that, you know, because they're bigger, they're going to span the width of that block better, but they're a bit too heavy for them to move as dynamically and as athletically as they want. I don't know. I wasn't able to ask any of them how big of the axes they're swinging here today, but I'm seeing some that look like they're 7 3/8 square, 7 1/2 inch square.
Well, I haven't seen anybody with Glenn's axe, the Australian axe, that monster thing.
I would coach these women to use it maybe 7 1/4 long by 7 wide, actually.
Yeah.
I would go small.
Shorter handle?
Small handle length, it is all based on your height and the length of your lever as is.
But 80 centimeters is generally, right?
Yeah, generally, and they can go a bit shorter, but you know, I would be more focused on the axe weight. These aren't big blocks. These are the size of the springboard blocks for the men.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, Juliana Einfalt and Marta Poletti into it. And, Juliana, a couple of straight shots at the bottom there as Marta's got some good angle, but that chip is just hanging on for dear life as it finally comes away.
She does have good slope. I like the arc of her angles on her swing.
The confidence for Juliana's upcut is just not there. She's really not going at that 45-degree angle, though, hey?
Yeah, and that's common as people learn how to standing block cut. Their up hits don't come as naturally as those down hits. Marta is staying with it well here. I don't know if that axe loves that wood. It's not getting quite the penetration we've seen from the other women. And that's a lot of wood to drive there.
Yeah.
That might take a couple hits. Yep, she's got it shaking.
Oh, chicken. Haven't heard that before. I'm writing that down and I'm using it. 56.474, Marta Poletti. That puts her currently in third position in the standing block, and Juliana Einfalt with a 1:08.37 has her in sixth place at the moment.
And Cassidy, you told me something about the height of the stand up front, and I've been told that Marta Poletti is using a smaller one.
Correct, yeah. New for this competition for the women, they're giving them two options of stand height to use. We all have an opening distance from the ground that we'd like to open up our first up hit on the block.
Okay.
And for some of the women, the standard men's size stand was a bit too tall and their up hit was dangerously close to the metal. No one wants to donk an axe on live TV at an international championship. So they've given the women the option of choosing a shorter stand. And a few of our competitors today did take that option.
And Marta is a slight woman, you know, but she got some anger in there, eh?
Ah, a lot of power, yes.
An interesting aspect of the standing block is size and strength or height doesn't matter as much as it does in the underhand. It's that dynamic movement, using your whole body to work across that sagittal plane, get a big arc with a long lever, maximum axe velocity.
Hold on, let me write sagittal plane down. I gotta Google that for a little bit of an explanation. What?
I went to college, Troy. I learned some fancy words.
So did I. I know how to make ice.
But it is the original extreme sport, and for me this is like, you know, back to the roots. You know, standing block chop, it's just, you know, felling a tree.
It is. It represents felling of the tree. It is probably the most iconic of the timber sports events and the one that most people can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Two more heats to go. Next one coming up with Laura Bergman and Carolina Urbanova.
This is going to be the premier heat. Both great standing block cutters. You're going to see some more refined technique. Those axes are going to be going deeper into the wood. They're going to have great block awareness. Expect to see two cuts in the 20s here, perhaps.
Laura Bergman holds the world record there with a 26.36, and Carolina Urbanova with a 35.46.
And Cassidy, we always see them walking out with two axes. Maybe for our audience at home, what is the reason?
The reason you bring a second axe out is if, in case you break a handle, or if you hit the metal and you can chip off a big chunk of the axe, you can save more time by grabbing your spare axe than continuing to cut the block with the broken axe.
So are they identical?
Athletes ready!
Stand to your
They usually
timber.
would cut very similar, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Quick start by Laura Bergman, and it might be that she got in there ahead of the gun, so we may be looking at that at the end. Carolina Urbanova also chipping nicely as she moved over to that second side very quickly.
Wow.
How's that first side look for you, Cassidy?
I mean, she has good slope. There is some stair stepping, but as the late, great David Bolstead said, it's not a beauty contest.
Oh my goodness, 23:19. If that stands, it's a world record for Carolina Urbanova. A fantastic cut. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I couldn't help myself. World record for Carolina Urbanova. And Lauren Bergman, struggling on that second side, gets it done in 38:28. Let's hope everything stands here, because that would be our first world record this weekend.
If I look at that smile, I see it's going to stand. No mistakes there. Brilliant stuff.
Great cut from Carolina. Really had great slope off the start. Great pacing. That axe was free and it was cutting. Turned at the right time, kept that pace going. Great cut.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts together.
Lauren Bergman got in there real quick, and I thought off the start that she might have jumped the gun, but we got both cuts are good there. So that is a good thing that she is not disqualified. Lauren Bergman sitting in third place with that time of 38:09, but a fantastic, and after adjustment, it's actually gone to 22:99 for Carolina.
So hopefully we'll get the chance to hear from her with an interview with Laszlo, but that will be right after these slow motions. And Cassidy, talk us through this world record.
Yeah, I mean,
if we get to see it.
She had a great block. You could see after her 2 opening hits, that block wanted to slab up the middle. The slab screws held the scarf in place like it's supposed to. But that axe was cutting. She kept it moving. She has a very fluid swing. She looks natural doing it. And yeah, sometimes the right axe, the right piece of wood, and the right cut, everything comes together. New world record.
And how elegant was that last turn where she looked at the time, man?
And then fist bump.
Beautiful.
I can't really tell what totally happened here with Lauren. It looks like she did open too wide of a chip on the front side. When you open a wider chip, it's harder for those chips to come out. You actually have to work harder and hit harder. And
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed history here in the STIHL Timbersports Women's World Championship. The best ever time caught on the standing block. A new world record from Karolina Urbanova from the Czech Republic. Let's hear from the champ, Karolina. Were you counting on such a quick time?
Oh yeah, I'm really happy. The big thank you to Alex because he made my axes for this world. So thank you, Alex. Love you.
What can we wait from you from the further time of the competition from the other disciplines?
Yeah, all disciplines are okay, but I was excited to chop the standings, so it's finally done, and I'm really happy with my performance, with my time, and all the people around. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karolina. Congratulations once again. Let's give it up back to the studio.
Now that was beautiful.
Yep.
And Alex, of course, we're going to see tonight the man who made her axe.
Yeah, Maurice Alexander. A lot of the European athletes are actually using his axes, and I talked to him at length about it, and he gave me his webpage, and I looked at all the different cuts and stuff to try and learn more about the axes, the chisel and the banana and the half banana, and oh my God. I mean, you could go deep, deep, deep. It's, you could geek out on that so big time, it's not even funny.
They obviously found the right one
obviously.
for Karolina.
Yeah.
that axe was very free in the wood. I don't think I saw it stick a single time.
And for the moment, that pushes Karolina into the second position with overall points. Of course, we still have one more heat to come, but that looks pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. 2 national records and a new world record here today, and first world record that we've broken this weekend, I think. So far, yeah, we don't have any other world records this weekend. So, yeah, that's awesome. I love seeing that kind of stuff.
A fun note about setting a world record is, I believe if that world record holds throughout the competition, it's a €2,000 bonus.
Oh, hello. That'll do.
Straight cash money.
So there's motivation even more so that we did not know about from before to achieve a world record here today. One more heat to go, Andrea Hunt and Alrun Ubing coming up next for our final heat in the standing block chop. Allrun holds the national record for Germany. 30.38 seconds. Andrea's best time, 33.13, with just under 15 seconds prep time left to go for both of these women.
Oh, the way she looks at that wood.
Yeah, this is not a love relationship right here between her and that wood.
No.
Okay, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Interesting start position by Allrun to have the axe where it was. And you kind of grimaced there.
I was grimacing at Andrea had a glance down, and I don't know if her axe hit the metal or not. We didn't hear it, but we'll be able to tell here once she gets some chips out if there's a tracer mark. It looks like she's okay. Look at Andrea start driving here.
There you go. Oh, new national record for Canada, 28.39. Allrun getting close to the edit on hers as well as she's chipping out nicely. One more should do it, and a 38.86 for Allrun. I think she's happy to be through it, but not happy about the time.
But again, 3 national records and 1 world record. So that's not too bad for the standing block chop.
And Allrun sitting evenly in the middle of the pack right now with that time here in the standing block chop. That gives her 5th place, and actually in the overall standing, she's sitting in 5th as well.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
It's a great result for Andrea. That creates some separation between her and Lauren, and I believe she is now tied with Lauren in the lead at 17 points each.
Very much correct. And Carolina just 1 point behind in the overall points. Of course, we're going to take a look at the rankings in just a moment. But now look at that view. Beautiful Budapest. What a scenery for our athletes. Tremendous.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the half-cock start by Allrun. I think it's better to twist your body back. You get that kind of starter momentum then for your forward swing. But you know, to each their own in your styles you're going to use here at STIHL Timbersports.
I get the feeling that Allrun's not really utilizing that hip twist and that core strength as much as she probably could either, because she is very strong.
Yeah, the standing block swing is dynamic. You're using every part of your body, and that hip twist is where everything really comes together and all the power is generated.
Yeah, that's that step off that back leg and then really driving that hip forward as you come through with the axe.
Right, and to really focus on your midline movement to be rotational. You'll see a lot of newer standing block competitors throwing their body into it. We call that pushing the axe. You want to be rotating the axe.
All right, stage is set for our next discipline, and we see the results from the standing block chop. Carolina Urbanova with a season's best and world record there with a 22.99. That is a fantastic run by her. And then we have Andrea Hand and Carolina Urbanova, 1, 2, and 3 in the overall standings here, with Lauren Bergman in 2nd place and Carolina Urbanova in 3rd place.
So the next discipline is single buck, and all you need to know about the single buck, well, we'll show you right here.
The 2-meter-long cross-cut saw used for the single buck discipline is made especially for competition. A series of consistently patterned 10-centimeter-long teeth are cut with a laser on one side of the saw and then hand-sharpened. Saw teeth are divided into 2 types: cutters and rakers, just like on the old-school saws. The saw weighs about 5 kilos, and its base price starts at around 1,500 euros. Single buck. The single buck is a one-man saw about 2 meters long. With this, the athletes have to cut off a complete disc from a 40-centimeter thick wooden block. The perfect interplay between rhythm and strength is the key to success.
Time to take a look at the starting order for the single buck. In Heat 1, it will be Ashley Marsh and Tove Njostad. In Heat 2, we're going to see Takaya Moore-Barrett and Marta Poletti. In Heat 3, Rachel Farrington and Karolina Urbanova. In Heat 4, then we have Juliana Einfalt and Iron Übing. And in Heat number 5, Lauren Bergman and Andrea Hand. I'm missing the rainbow today.
Yeah.
We had a beautiful rainbow yesterday.
The problem with having the rainbow is the rain has to come along with it, right?
Does it really? Nah. Could be somewhere in the back. I'll find out. I'll find out. Oh, somebody's enjoying herself.
Love seeing that from Ashley. If you're not having fun out there, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're dealing with professional athletes here, you know, which is fair, and there's a lot at stake for all of these athletes, whether it's the rookies or the women or the men that are competing later on this evening in the Champions Trophy. But it actually does come down to it, and we see this all the time. If you're not having fun doing the sport, why bother? You know, I see it in hockey a lot, I see it in football a lot. And like you say, it is nice to see them having fun. And I should correct myself, it's World Trophy, not Champions Trophy. Sorry about that, you guys. It's the World Trophy coming up this evening.
We're now watching the World Championship for the girls. For the very first time in history, STIHL Timbersports Women's World Championship. So that's adding a bit of extra pressure, if you ask me, but also a bit of extra joy. Because you can write history, and you are part of history if you're one of the 10 competitors. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, Tova and Ashley getting into it. Ashley a little bit slower on her personal best time, as Tova's is about 3 seconds faster. She's looking very good as she not quite using the full length of that saw, but she's going forward with power. But Ashley Marsh with a fantastic time of 16:10.
Look at her go.
Obliterating her previous time and getting a national record. Hey, and a national record for Tove Njostad as well with a 24.45.
It only took about 2 strokes on Ashley's saw there for me to tell that that saw liked that wood. It was well matched with that wood. She kept it moving. She should be very happy with that cut.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Now, for me, these single buck saws, they look more or less all the same, laser cut, rakers and cutters and so on and so forth. But what is the difference between those two saws that makes it that, like you say, her saw liked that wood and the other way around?
There are a few different things about the saws that can be different. The number of cutting teeth on each of the cutting teeth configurations, that can vary between 2 to 4, 2 more aggressive, 4 more smooth. The size of the gullet, how the saw is filed. Saws get filed different angles for different hardness, softness of wood. So yeah, and then length is another one, length and weight.
But who does the filing?
There are about 3 guys who do it well. There are a bunch more that do it mediocre, and those are some of the most important relationships you will have throughout your timber sports career.
You can see Tova's got quite a thin cookie there. So again, the risk is if she bows that saw and stops it abruptly and then tries to, get it started and it twists out and breaks off that tab, she could have run into a problem. Luckily, she did not, but yeah, it didn't really help her having that very thin cookie in that case.
No, I mean, there is less resistance, but again, having that cookie break off in your short wood is about the worst thing that can happen during a cut. The only thing worse, and I've actually seen this once, is Trevor Beaudry's handle broke in the middle of a single buck cut in the U.S. Championship a couple of years.
Can't imagine that.
He actually got his hands on the end of the saw and in the gullets, and then short stroked the saw.
No way.
Finished the cut, but it was a 35-second cut.
That's determination for you, though. You got to like that.
Yeah, and he would just say he just had too much power for that saw handle. We are entering Takaya Moore Barrett's best event here. Really good single buck sawyer, and really great underhand cutter as well. This is her chance to kind of redeem the last two performances.
Yeah, at the moment, Takaya is sitting at the bottom of the pack by virtue of that disqualification and a 5th place in the standing block. So, as you say, it's a chance now for her to improve in the next 2 disciplines, which are her faves.
Looks like Takaya's running a 3 cutter there, 3 cutting teeth. That's kind of your medium aggressive saw. Looks like Marta's running I can't quite tell if it looks like a 2 cutter from KBT Saws out of Australia. Each of these saws, current retail price is about $3,500 US.
So you better make sure once the competition is over to take good care of your baby.
You gotta treat it like your baby. 100%.
Okay, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Good start. Takaya seems to have a little bit cleaner flow. It looks like Marta's kind of struggling a little bit with the flow of her saw. Oh, and a national record 14.61. Great time. Fastest time of the day here so far for Takaya Moore Barrett. And Marta Poletti trying to find the bottom of that cut. And just, it seemed like it was sort of sticky somehow.
Yeah, that saw was not cutting like Takaya's. I actually potentially like Marta's stroke mechanics better.
Yeah.
But again, that saw was not liking that wood. And Takaya was very smooth there. She could have been putting
Okay,
a lot of weight in the saw,
congratulations.
you just wouldn't know.
Both cuts are good.
So Takaya Moore Barrett with a national record and a fantastic time of 14.43. Should point out that it's not that far off the world record time of 14.10, and that's a world record without assistant for women.
Correct. That is new this year. All the women are not having an assistant to wedge the cut or oil or help in any way whatsoever.
I like it better that way. It's just you against the wood and the saw.
It is, yeah. It is a more pure form of the single wood. Like that slight rocking action from Takaya that allows her to cut the near wood on the pull stroke, not just cut the far wood on the push stroke.
But don't you have to be really aware of that rocking action as well, because you don't want to get those raker teeth jammed in on that high edge, right?
It requires such a delicate touch. I mean, the dichotomy of, strength and power is more important in the single buck than any other of the events. But you need to have a very delicate touch on those stroke transitions and the angle changes that happen on the saw mid-cut.
And on that last push through from Marta, it seemed like she gritted her teeth and wanted to get that final cut down with the push, but had to do a final pull to get that cookie off.
Yeah, she opened up a little bit of a too big of a window there. That's what we call on the push stroke when you lift the saw at the start of it. And she might have lifted a bit too much, buried those teeth in the wood, and that caused that little stutter on the saw.
And that means we're ready for heat number 3. Rachel Farrington and Karolina Urbanova. And she's going to be fired up, Karolina, now.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be running on adrenaline here.
Just set a world record and is 1 point off the lead for the first ever Women's World Championship. when talking about the differences in the saw, the single buck is unique in that you want a saw that matches your stroke style. That doesn't really happen with axe selection. The axe either cuts the wood or it doesn't. Certain styles of filing, certain teeth configurations, length of the saw, weight, it's a very much a personal preference.
And we're seeing a good majority of the athletes, men and women, now using those spiked shoes.
Correct, yeah, they give you better grip on the deck.
Except in the case of
Okay.
Rachel Farrington.
Athletes ready.
Spoke too soon.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, a bit of a sticky one for Rachel there. Carolina Urbanova got it going nicely, and she is using a good majority of that saw for her cut with some pace as well as she comes close to the bottom of that cut. Oh, it's looking very good for her. Are we going to have a solid time for Carolina? Oh, no! She broke it off, but she managed to hold that saw in place. So 2 national records by the wayside. We might see an adjustment on that for Carolina Urbanova.
Sure, we'll see an adjustment, yeah.
And I did see a yellow flag in the hand, but I didn't see it fly. So we do have, it looks like a complete cookie there on the deck, which is a good thing.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
So with a quick adjustment there for Carolina, she went from 15 to 18, 9-7 for that cut. And Rachel Farrington right behind her with a 21-51. And that right there, folks, is 5 national records back to back to back, more or less.
That's crazy.
Great start here from Carolina. Smooth stroke, cutting the near wood and the far wood every stroke. The way Carolina's saw was cutting in the middle of the log didn't seem quite as good in the short wood up top. And that can be just putting a bit too much pressure, perhaps. We'll see here on the last stroke. Opened that window, lifted the saw a little bit too much, catches a raker,
hardcore.
bends the saw. At that point, the cookie's only being held on by an inch or two of wood, breaks the cookie off. Fortunately for her, the saw stayed in place. She continued the cut. Really only cost her about 2.5, 3 seconds max.
But a perfect example of what we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's the sawyer's worst nightmare. What happens there is on the bottom of the cookie, you have more pressure per tooth on the wood. That makes it more likely to catch the raker, hang it, have the cookie break out on you.
It's looking very good for Takaya in this competition. But of course, we still have 2 more heats to come.
Yeah, Ulrun Ubing coming up next. She's a very solid single sawyer.
Austria versus Germany.
Yeah,
A classic.
a classic. That's a little bit like the US versus Canada, Battle of the 49th. You can see the national record for Ulrun, 17.97 seconds. I mean, if she can score that, that'll put her in 3rd place in the competition here so far in single buck. And just so you guys are aware, a note of interest, Carolina Urbanova has taken over the top spot in the overall ranking after that very good single saw cut.
Some great weeks for her. She only graduated 2 weeks ago. Now she set a world record, so
Yeah,
happy
not
days.
bad, yeah?
Happy days.
A lot of reason to celebrate. Now, sometimes we see the athletes turn the saw over and put it in upside down and do a couple of test strokes. What's the reasoning behind that?
The purpose of that is to clear the chips that you cut while setting the teeth out of the cut. We don't see it that much anymore because of the 1-minute time limit. What you'll see now is you'll see athletes put some fingers in the gullets, lift the saw a little bit, and move the saw back and forth. That also clears those chips out of the starting cut.
Okay, Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, really tough start by Alren, but Juliana Einfalt got in there right away. Alren finally got that saw moving. Seems like she's got a pretty efficient stroke going though, but that start really cost her about 2 to 3 seconds minimum, I would say. She's got good pace at the bottom though, but Juliana Einfalt is going to get there. Oh my goodness, how close was that between the two of them? A national record for Juliana Einfalt. A great cut, which could have theoretically been about 2 seconds faster for Alren had she not gotten stuck right at the top. And we do have a yellow flag here for early start. And again, Alren is so quick with her reaction time that they have to look at these replays. So hopefully we have a similar situation to earlier on in the standing block where, or was it the same, the stock saw? It was a stock saw where she got a really quick start, and it was just because she's fast.
It's a good time to let our viewers know that, you know, just because they throw the flag doesn't mean that she's going to get DQ. And I know for a fact that if you're within about 0.2 seconds of that start, they're going to throw the flag and look at it just to be sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't really see from what they were looking on the screen, but I think that she was safe. But again, that's up to the judge's final decision there. But I got the impression that it was okay.
So after video review, we can confirm a disqualification for Germany for a false start, jumping the gun. However, this cut is good.
All right, so Juliana Einfalt can be very happy with a 19.34. That puts her in the single buck rankings in fourth place. Alren Ubing with a DQ, unfortunately 0 points for her. And I thought for sure they were going to let that one go this time, but the judges obviously disagree with my expert opinion from over here on FAR.
On the video review, they're able to look at it down to the thousandths of a second. They made that decision pretty quickly. And that is a decision that is not challengeable by the athletes because it's considered to be a judgment call. So that's one of those ones where, yeah, unfortunately, you just got to kind of stand there and look in disbelief at Andy Hall, like Alren did.
But it was interesting too because she had a lot of trouble with the start, but it seemed like, okay, that couldn't have really been a false start, but obviously it was.
Yeah, you know, the second half of her cut was mostly good at the start. She was doing what we call healing the saw. It's kind of where you bury those first few teeth that are touching the wood into the wood. The gullets can fill up. They shift the saw, and it doesn't want to move on you. But after a couple heels there on her first few push strokes, she got into a good rhythm and was cutting the block quite well, actually.
But they found the decision really fast both times they were checking it, so I'm pretty sure it was a false start.
All right, final heat coming up, heat number 5 between Lauren Bergman and Andrea Hand.
Big one, big one.
Both of these athletes have an opportunity here to create some separation from Karolina, currently in third. So if they can get times ahead of the winners, we could see a 3-4 point separation potentially.
And only 2 points between Ashley and Andrea.
Lauren Bergman here was mostly known as a chopper the last couple of years, but she got some new saws from Brad Turner there in Australia, and she's been practicing. Set a personal best last week at the North America Women's Cup as well.
Yeah, that was 18 even. Andrea Hand with a 17.81 personal best.
Looks like Andrea's running a 4-cutter there. That'll be the least aggressive of the tooth configurations.
But then you say that the 4-cutter least aggressive, but runs more smoothly through
Correct.
the wood. Yeah.
Athletes,
It'll run
ready.
more smoothly through the
Stand
wood. Less
to
likely
your
to hang as
timber.
well.
Well, let's see if she's made the right choice.
2, 1, go!
Good start by both Andrea and Lauren.
Bit more pace from Andrea.
She's rocking that saw quite a bit, though.
Yeah, that can be okay if you harness it and have the right touch. Lauren is a little bit flatter here.
The best 17-12 and a 17-5-6. Great times. Positions 3 and 4 in the single buck rankings. And wow, I'm looking at this list here, and we've got national record, PB, PB, national record, national record, national record, national record. Amazing.
And you guys should see the smile on Troy's face. You're loving it, huh?
Congratulations.
I think it's
Both
fantastic.
guys are good.
Somebody over here loves saying national record. Don't
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
Abby?
Hey, every time I can say national record, it makes me feel good because it means that our athletes and our sport is improving and getting better and more interesting and faster. And yeah, it just makes the whole situation more fun as a commentator as well as a spectator.
All our fans at home right now playing the national record drinking game may have to slow down, change the
Please,
rules.
yeah.
How much do we have to go still? New name for the game might be the century, right? After all these national records and personal bests.
And again, wonderful pictures that we're getting delivered from our camera crew.
2 solid cuts from our 2 favorites.
I mean, we're going to look at the overall ranking in just a moment. Of course, we want to find out first who had the best time in single puck and how many points they get rewarded.
Takaya Moore-Barrett taking that top spot, coming back like she needed to.
A little bit of shifting in the overall standings,
Yes.
though, and
Top 3, really
Carolina
close together.
Urbanova, who was in the first place before this last heat, jumps down to 3rd place, and Andrea Hand and Lauren Bergman are sitting in positions 1 and 2. So we've got one more discipline to go before the end of this competition, and that is the underhand chop, which we've been all talking about quite a bit here.
Yep, and if you want to know a bit about the underhand chop, about the tool and the discipline, well, you better look carefully now.
Underhand chop. In the past, the underhand chop technique was used to split logs. Standing on a horizontally anchored block, the athletes use an axe to cut through a 30-centimeter log. The block has to be worked from both sides.
So here is the start list for the final discipline for the underhand chop. In Heat 1, Tove Njostad against Iron Übing. In Heat 2, we're going to see Rachel Farrington take on Juliana Enfeld. In Heat 3, it's Marza Poletti against Andrea Hand. Then we have Heat 4 with Karolina Urbanova and Lauren Bergman. And finally in Heat number 5, Ashley Marsh and Takaya Moore-Barrett.
All right, season's best so far is 22.03 in the underhand chop. World record stands at 19.23. And I think Takaya owns that, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah.
Also the year's winner of the Sydney Royal Easter Show, underhand chop. That's the most competitive standalone underhand chop competition in the world.
I believe I've seen that. That's where they've got like dozens of blocks all along in a row and everybody's in white.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
So before we go into this final discipline, Andrea Hand 25, Lauren Bergman 24, Karolina Urbanova 22, Ashley Marsh with 19, Rachel Farrington 16, and Takaya Moore-Barrett with 15. But as you just mentioned, she is the world record holder. So we could see a lot of these girls up on the podium. Everything and anything still possible.
So now that's a chisel,
Okay.
correct? Correct.
That is a chisel. Looks to be about a
Ready.
½ inch or a
Stand
3/4 inch
to
chisel.
your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, both of them. Ooh, a step down by Tova, but she was well enough aware that she didn't swing that axe while her foot was on the ground. She got back up there and kept going at it. And Alra and Ubin all onto the other side quite quickly. Tova Neustadt about 2 drivers behind Alra onto that second side. And we've lost picture there briefly, change of camera, and looks like Alra might be close to getting through that block already, and she's done it 29:07. I'm not sure if that's actually going to count as a national record because somebody pushed the button a bit too early on us, I believe. Tova Neustadt, though, may well have a national record. We'll see when the official times get plugged into our system, but for now we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and your friends back home will have another shot or two to take.
Pace yourself, boys.
Yeah, please. But that would be nice for Alron, you know, to finish the competition with a national record.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Okay, congratulations. Both cats are good.
And I've got check marks on my screen here, so it does appear as though national records will stand for both Alron and Tova. Alron a little bit faster with a 29.72 and Tova Neustadt with a 34.60. So very good improvements on their times.
Yeah, I liked Alron's block and her axe selection. The chips seem to be popping out a bit better than Tove's over there. See Tove remounting the block after losing her balance. And there you see, Alron's chips just want to come out easier after a few hits. And that could be the block, that could be axe selection, that could be she's just hitting it harder.
I guess our timers with the buttons down in front of our athletes saw that axe go through sooner than I did, but it seemed to me like they stopped that time a little bit prematurely. But hey, whatever works. They have 2 national records on stage already for our underhand chop, and the stage appears to be ready for our next pairing coming out, which will be Rachel Farrington and Juliana Einfalt. Both Rachel and Juliana are about mid-pack as far as their personal bests are concerned. I don't think we're going to see any major surprises here with these 2 on stage.
No, I mean, the underhand chop is kind of one of those events people generally perform how you would expect them to. You know, certainly if they've refined their training, their technique, got some magic new axe that's cutting the wood, you can see uncharacteristic performances, but generally, you're going to cut the underhand how people expect you to.
So in my case, terribly.
Don't sell yourself short, Troy. We can go out and have a little practice session here before the trophy starts tonight.
I'm in.
If you want.
I just want to film.
Just make sure you keep your distance so I don't lose my axe in your direction.
You can see on Rachel there, all of these women are wearing shin protection and foot protection.
I love the socks.
Okay.
The chainmail socks.
Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Nice even start by both of the women. Rachel seems to be chipping out nicely.
Rachel's
She's got
axe
some good chips going.
sounds really good. There is a crisp noise that you can hear when the axe is cutting the wood correctly.
Okay.
And I'm hearing that from Rachel's right now.
Juliana Einfalt over to the other side of her block, about 1.5 drivers ahead of Rachel Farrington. Rachel onto that second side, and again, chipping out really nicely. Her accuracy looks really good on that block. Her lines are nice and clean. There's not a lot of stepping going on. She's not leaving a lot of salad behind either.
She's spanning the axe correctly, and she's swinging a big axe.
That's a nice run for Rachel Farrington. 39.51, a national record.
You called it, Cassidy. That axe loved the wood, huh?
It did, and she was taking her time to get lined up and really present that axe correctly. She should be very happy with that cut.
Juliana Einfalt with an official, well, it's unofficial, still 40-30. We may well see a change on the 39.51 from Rachel as well.
And I was really trying to listen to that. And you could hear a difference.
Congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Well done, girls.
Yep, so it's 39.15 now for Rachel and a 40.02 for Juliana Einfalt. So the national record, and somebody's going to be feeling it in the morning in the States for Rachel Farrington. I mean, you put that one in my head. It's going to be running around there enjoying its thoughts all night long now.
I mean, the more national records we get, the funnier it gets, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I bet Troy's going to watch it on YouTube tomorrow and play the game as well.
Yeah, I've got the advantage, though. I can just say, okay, we had this many. It's a bottle of. Yeah, here we go. The question is, okay, personal best. Okay, we're not doing much there. National records, yeah, shot each. But what happens when a world record drops? Bottle down?
You chase it with a half-liter beer.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy, okay. That was a nice clean run from Rachel, though. Yeah, I think that's definitely showing signs of massive improvement from Rachel. I remember watching her cut the underhand at the British Championships last year. It was good, but I wouldn't say it was at this level. So improvement is definitely there.
Definitely improved. I'm curious to ask her about that axe. That looked like a 7 3/4 inch big banana. That's a big blade to be swinging out there.
Next heat coming up, Marta Poletti and Andrea Hand.
Andrea definitely has confidence in this event. She's a very strong competitor, takes her physical training very seriously. Lots of weightlifting, lots of cross training.
Yeah, she looks very fit.
She has diamond sharp focus too. When she puts on her serious face, you know.
Yes,
you know it's go time.
I've noticed that,
Yeah.
yes.
She has a serious face.
Okay, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Andrea Hand got in there just a hair ahead of Marta Poletti, but chipping out really nicely. Marta's obviously got a good axe choice as well. She looks clean on that first side. Andrea onto the second side already, though.
Wow.
Oh, and Marta steps down. She's got to get back up on board and continue cutting. Andrea on that second side, well ahead of Marta Poletti on her second side now. I would say she's about
driving.
5 or 6 strokes. And Andrea Hand with a 26.99. That's the fastest time so far in the underhand. Marta is going to try and get past that 36 mark, but it's not happening as she's well into the 40s now. Bit of a sticky axe, and looks like it's finally getting there. One more driver should do it. 49.37. That's unusual for Marta. She's a good 13 seconds off her usual pace. Why is that?
You know, I don't know. Sometimes you pick the wrong axe. Sometimes you get a hard block. There's really nothing you can do about it. Maybe she's a bit fatigued. You never really know.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
We talked about this a lot yesterday, Cassidy, how they try and choose the most fair wood for the athletes to be competitively ready and even between the two blocks. The wood isn't just handed to these athletes either. The wood is given out via a lottery system. So
Correct.
basically they reach into a bag, they get a number or a series of numbers, and then that's the wood you get for the competition so that it's as fair as possible.
Yeah, the Steel Wood team is doing everything they can to create a fair playing field. The wood comes from the same forest, trees that are right next to each other. They even might be able to get 10 blocks out of the same tree. But Mother Nature doesn't work equally all the time, and you can get, you know, up to a 3-4 second variation on a block.
Yeah, and I mean, even though they do all the testing and stuff, you can also run into knots occasionally in the middle of the block as well, right?
Knots happen. So Andrea had a really good front side, 10 hit front. The back looks like she opened up potentially a bit wider than she wanted to, but she kept the axe moving, the axe was cutting. I believe she's happy with that cut. She would have been a bit happier with, you know, 4 or 5 seconds less.
And if my math is not wrong, I don't think anybody can beat her now. So she must be happy with that cut because she has the fastest time so far. And even if that's just worth 8 points, it should be enough if my math is not wrong.
Well, I think your math is wrong, Floaty, because Lauren Bergman, if she you know, gets that first place, she will bump Andrea down, and they will be tied, and we'll go to a total time tiebreak.
Okay, and then
But Karolina Urbanova here, she's in a position to shake things up and make the math virtually impossible for all of us.
Which is almost the case anyway.
Simple addition is not always our strong suit.
Definitely not.
Let's see if Alex Maurice's axes are going to do well for Karolina Urbanova on the underhand chop, or if Lauren Bergman can really take a heavy lead here.
Athletes, ready!
Stand
Here we go.
to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Great piece of wood for Lauren there.
A little bit of a couple of sticky axes for Karolina, but she's onto that second side of her block pretty quickly. Lauren Bergman right there with her, though, on that second side, and Karolina getting into it.
Lauren's going for the drive, might be a little bit early.
There it is. National record 24.72 for
Again.
Karolina Urbanova. She's got the number one time of the day. Andrea Hunt in second place with a 26.11. So that changes things around significantly. Excuse me, Lauren Bergman in third place with a 27.40. So that changes things a little bit in the overall rankings. We'll see that shortly here. And I think I saw a brief expletive from Lauren Bergman there as she was wrapping up her axe covers.
Yeah, that's, I think, the relief that the competition is over. And
both cuts are good.
She had fun. I'll tell you what, though, she did start driving a little bit early. She went back, picked up that chip, and the block came off.
Do you think that she saw out of the corner of her eye that Karolina was ahead, and or is she not paying attention to stuff like that?
You can't really see the other competitor in the underhand, the standing block maybe, but I think that's just Lauren kind of going for it.
Okay.
She came in 1 point down, knew that she had to beat Andrea to get the win, kind of went for it. She put in a nice deep 10-hit front. Everything looked good. It looked like her opening hit on the backside might have come in at a really steep angle. And then again, she did try to take that block off a little bit early. If she could have gone one more chip hit on the bottom, that block could have come off 2 hits earlier.
This is the point where she was trying to get through here, right?
Right, yeah, just go into there's too big a wall of wood there. On a really soft block, you can get away with that and force it. That wood just wasn't quite there for that. Meanwhile, Karolina, nice clean cut, great block awareness.
So
That'll land her on the podium.
you want some more math from my side?
No.
Andrea Hunt cannot be caught. I'm still going with that. She's on #1 in the overall ranking at the moment, and neither Ashley or Takaya, even if they get into the top 2 spots, will be able to get her. I mean,
If Ashley's got a full pull, she can get 39 points and take over the top spot.
She's got 19 points.
Yeah, but if she gets 10 points in this, she'll have
29.
29. Ah, you're right. Sorry.
What
Math
can
guy.
happen, though, is if Ashley and Takaya cut in between Carolina and Andrea,
Okay, yes, I'll be with you on that.
then we have a tie, and it goes to total time, which Carolina has because of that world record standing block chop.
All right, so Ashley Marsh and Takaya Moore-Barrett, the world record holder on her block right now. Takaya ready to go.
Okay, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, look at them go.
Good pace by both of them. Takaya and Ashley both getting on that block. Takaya over to the other side of her block ahead of Ashley by about 3 drivers. And Takaya is looking really good here as she's getting close to getting through that block.
Oh my word.
And there it is, 20.38. That's a season's best for Takaya Moore-Barrett. And 23.67, a national record. Here we go.
What a tremendous last heat. Sensational.
2 great cuts from our top seeds in the underhand. That was great to watch. Dynamic, fluid mechanics. You can tell they've chopped an underhand or 2 in their day.
Or 2.
Yeah, or 2.
Oh, look at the smile.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Great characters. Brilliant final heat.
That was a redemption cut for Takaya after the DQ early on.
Oh,
so, yeah, she's going to be really happy about that. She's got the fastest in the underhand chop. Ashley Marsh right there behind her in second place on the underhand chop. Carolina Urbanova with a national record. Ashley got a national record as well there. We should mention that again.
Oh, thank you, Troy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And we've got 5 national records in this one. So your friends back home are going to be dizzy
Having a
after
great
this
time.
heat alone, right?
Of course, we're going to take a closer look at this discipline and the results during the...
It's fun to watch it because you have 2 kind of differing styles. Ashley, really big, long, powerful swings, swinging a big axe. Takaya, bringing a bit more pace, but again, all of her mechanics, the snap of her knees, hips, really all that timing is spot on, and that's what makes the axe cut.
Yeah, and they've catapulted themselves into position 5 and 4.
All right, so let's take a look here at the standings, and hopefully we'll give you the, first of all, the underhand chop results. There you go. Takaya Moore-Barrett with a fantastic 19.84 that was adjusted, actually. Ashley Marsh with her 23.59 national record. Thank you very much. Carolina Urbanova with also a national record at 24.48, taking those top 3 spots in the underhand chop. And here we go with the final results. Andrea Hand takes that top spot with 32 points. Carolina's got herself a silver medal today with 30, tied with Lauren Bergman with 30 points. And because of the time, it's going to be going to Urbanova in that second position spot.
Yeah, Cassidy, that's how it works. If you have the same amounts of points, then it's the faster time.
Correct. Total time is the official tiebreak for STIHL Timbersports.
All right, so big congratulations to Andrea Hand. She is our first ever women's world champion, and Carolina Urbanova, because of that fast time overall, will be in second place, and that means that third place will go to Lauren Bergman from the USA. We're going to head straight over to the winners ceremony and the award ceremony on the main stage.
And now let's start with our official awards ceremony of the STIHL Timbersports Women's World Championship 2026, the first time ever. Let's welcome our top 3 athletes. And please be ready to cheer them very, very loudly because they are shortly coming on stage to receive their trophies. Now let's welcome our top 3 athletes with a great round of applause. Ez az, gyerünk, 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 srácok, adjatok még neki. Come on, let me hear you. Third place and the winner of the bronze medal, harmadik helyezett, representing the United States of America, Lauren Bergman. The medal will be presented by Mr. Csaba Szeremlei, head of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Hungary. Szeremlei Csaba adja át a díjat, a magyar STIHL TIMBERSPORTS manager. Now, second place and winner of the silver medal, második helyezett, representing the Czech Republic, Karolina Orbánova! And the medal will be presented by Mr. Marcin Borkowski, head of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Eastern Europe. Az érmet Marcin Borkowski adja át, a STIHL TIMBERSPORTS kelet-európai igazgatója. And now, first place, the first ever women's world champion of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS 2026, representing Canada, Andrea Hand! Come on! You just made history! The medal will be presented by Mr. Patrick Resseman, STIHL Sales and Marketing Manager from Eastern Europe. And here is the trophy for the winner, for Andrea Hand, the first world champion of the women's STIHL TIMBERSPORTS. Come on, there is the trophy presented by Ms. Katalin Nagy, head of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Hungary. Look at that beauty. And now, in honor of the winner, we now hear the national anthem of Canada. Now, ladies, you can celebrate with a champagne. Come on! Elfogyott a hangotok? Gyerünk, gyerünk, egy picit nyomjátok, ez az! Come on! Repüljenek azok a zászlók! Gyerünk, gyerekek, lengessétek! Gyerünk, gyerünk! Come on, let those flags high fly!
Komplett. Hast du einen Zebra? Nee, oder? Das ist der Zebra oder ein Rangkurve. Wenn ich damit jetzt einreibe, dann haben wir es. Wollen wir das verwenden dafür? Sicher.
So now we are here live down on the stage with the first ever women's world champion for STIHL Timbersports, Andrea Hand. Turning back to Andrea, how did you build up this competition to be winner at the end?
I came into this competition and I just said to myself, I'm going to do exactly what I know how to do and try not to veer off that path, and it paid off.
Was any part of the competition that you were not secure in yourself?
No. There was a few things that I can improve on, but I think that's the name of the game. I don't know if there's ever a perfect cut or a perfect competition.
What did you think of the support of the home crowd, of course, and of course the Hungarian crowd? Did you like it?
Budapest has been a dream come true. The town, the sightseeing, the crowd that came to support the women. Thank you so much for coming to show your support for the women here today.
Do you have your family with you here?
I don't have my family. My kids are at home watching. And they're the loves of my life, and they cheer me on. And honestly, they give me the inspiration to keep going because I don't want to give up, and I want to show them that anything's possible.
Thank you, Andrea. You make me cry, but it was really, really a great show. Thank you very much. We appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. Now give me back to the studio.
Beautiful scenes, tears
Yes.
and laughter. What more could you wish for?
An emotional win for Andrea Hand. Very, very nice. Fantastic.
She brought it in all 4 events. Didn't win any of the 4 events. You don't need to win
As we've
any
learned
of the
from
events,
yesterday,
but
yes.
she was top 4 all events, stacked those points, came away on top today. So happy for my friend Andrea.
Yeah, very good job. Congratulations to Andrea Hand, of course, to Karolina Urbanova, and of course Lauren Bergman.
And we'll be back very soon at 7 p.m. for the Men's World Trophy. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with the highlights of the day.
Ciao, everyone.